Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to create a job in NetSuite. So in this scenario, a customer's brought in a 11 kilowatt motor with some noisy bearings. They want us to take a look at it and then get in touch with them once we know what's going on. So the first thing to do is search for the customer name. There's another video on how to search for customers, so I won't explain it in too much detail. I'm going to search in the global search for the customer name. Search test Waikato customer, who's my favourite testing customer. Click on the customer name, it will take me to that customer's dashboard. When I'm in the dashboard, I point to the new icon, choose sales order. This is how we create a job. Sales orders are jobs. It'll pull in the default information from the customer master file. So the stuff it pulls through is who the default sales rep is, the location of that customer. Now, you might want to check these fields, make sure they do correctly match your workshops. Some customers, of course, are shared across workshops, so you may need to change it on a case-by-case basis. So to get this job in the correct workshop, just make sure you double check that that's all correct. The first field that you need to set though is the job type. So select the appropriate job type. In this case, it's a motor repair. So if it's a motor rewind or a motor refurbishment or whatever, it's a motor repair, pump repair, generator repair, you get the general idea. So in this case, we'll do a motor repair, and then it's important for us to give some descriptions or instruction of the job. This is where you would type the notes to yourself on what's happening here. So we're 11 kilowatt, 4-pole, noisy bearings. Please inspect and contact customer if not a major, or whatever you've had a conversation to the customer about. It might just say, we 11 kilowatt, replace bearings, give an overhaul, whatever the job description is. It prints on the job card. If the customer's given you a purchase order number, you fill it in here. In this case, the customer has. Again, this, like I mentioned before, you can check your work locations here. So they normally would be the same, the work location and the sold location. Just make sure that's your workshop. Make sure the region is your region. Make sure the sales rep is the workshop's manager. Just select them from the list. And you have to select a contact for every job. Very important that we collect that information. One, so we know who to contact when the job's finished, if there's any questions about the job. And two, it enables us to build up a database for marketing purposes in the future. You can hit the drop-down list here and select the appropriate contact from the list. If for whatever reason they're not in the list, you press the new button here, and then it enables us to give the set up the new contact person. So I'm going to set up Phil Collins. I can feel it coming in the end of night. This field here is send a welcome email. By default, NetSuite will send new contact people a little welcome email to automatically out of the system. So if you don't want to send that email to that person, you can untick that box, but by default, that's ticked. Once you've got the guy's name, Phil Collins, the most important piece of information we then have to do is enter Phil's email address. The system copies the main email address from the customer record. Normally, you would want to overwrite that because it would probably be the account's email or something like that here. So please get the guy's email address if at all possible. Get a business card from him, or get him to write it on a piece of paper for you when he drops the job off. Then we can also collect the main phone. This is where I'd put the guy's mobile number. That's normally most people's main phone these days. I wouldn't record it also here. Just use the mobile number on the main phone. Once that's set up, just press save. and you've created a new contact for this job. That's the header filled out. We can now scroll down to the lines. The lines are we will add the things that we have done to the job once the job started. But initially, the very first thing you always add before you create the job is a line of description. So if I start typing the word description here, I get a DES. It pops up description. Click on that. The system will then copy the description down to this line. I can then click add. I'll have to have another entry in the system to save the job. I've got to sell the customer one thing. So what we're going to do by default is sell them a line of assessment. This can be removed once the job started or completed. We just put it in here as a placeholder to get the job done. So I add a line of assessment. I press enter again, which adds it for me. I can just scroll down a little bit and press save. Once the record is saved, I now have a job number created. You can see the job number here is sales order trim service number 5282. From this window, once it's been saved, I can now print the job card by hitting that button there. I'm going to open up a pre-printed job card with all of the details. I've got the type of job, the customer's name and address, the contact, Phil Collins, his order number, and I've got the description of the product, of what needs to be done. The job card can then be printed just by hitting the icon here, and your normal workflow can carry on.